Hi guys, welcome back. I just want to do a quick update on the Shroom Lagoon. It's just hit 6 weeks old. There's plenty more corals and fish gone in, so I just thought I'd do a quick video, quick walk around the tank, talk about the corals, talk about the fish, talk about how I've run the tank for the last 6 weeks and any updates since the last video and any equipment that's changed, and just bring you all up to date with it. So we'll start with the corals first. As you can see, it's pretty packed now. I mean, it was always going to be mushrooms only, but as you can see, the polys are still in there and there's still some zoas. I did add gonipora to that back corner right down here, but I don't know, I'm just running out of room already, so I've still got loads of really nice mushrooms to go in, so I took it back out, make room for more shrooms that I've got to go in. So yeah, we'll start with the polys then. The polys are doing really well. They're extending, really big heads on those, extending to get all the light, and there's very little flow on them, so they're just doing what they're doing, loving life up there. Very underrated coral, I think, to be fair. When you look at all the high-end trends in zoas and stuff, but just the sheer size of these, and they don't need to be in neon colours to make a really big impact on a tank. And as you can, I think these are stunning. This section here has ended up predominantly Recordia. I was always going to put all the Recordia in one space, and it's just kind of ended up being these. There's some lovely ones there, slightly pale one there, there's two orange ones, one up on the rock and one on the sand. Haven't got, they've gone a little bit pale, but they were in my other tank, not receiving much light, so they'll soon recover in there. That one on the top, there's really nice subtle blue and purple one. I'm really looking forward to see how that one turns out. And coming down, we've got a couple of humours. Now down here, this one's going to be quite special, if I can get it in focus. There's this green discosome. It's actually got a red mouth, yellow dots around. It's only been in the tank about 3 days, so it's not settled brilliantly yet, but it's getting there. And if I can focus on these are two really nice baby bounce reductus. Now these will be really nice. I'm really looking forward to watching these grow out. That's why I put them down at the front. I can take lots of pictures and keep you updated, and we'll watch how they turn out. And then moving back up, just more Recordia. There's a really nice reductus there. It has got a silly name, and I apologise for using the names. I do like to try and keep it reductus, discosoma, etc, etc, but some things I have brought us with silly names, so that one there's a Maui Wowie. Moving up there, we've got a couple of bounces. It's a bit in the shade of the paly, so I can't get a really good shot of it. That's a sun-kissed bounce, and then there's a little baby bounce underneath. This lovely big reductus here, getting some nice bounces on it now. Couple down here. Now that Interstellar's was only been in since this morning, so it's half the size it should be. I can't really get a good shot of it on the camera, which is a shame, because it's actually got some bounces in the middle, but not like the normal Interstellar bounce where it's clear. They've actually bright orange bounces, and there's loads of like lime green dots around the outside, so that's going to be a really nice one. And see the huge humour down the bottom if I go up over the top. That's got some really nice colours on it. It actually started just behind that orange discosoma there, and it's moved back there itself, so it obviously prefers life at the back, so I'll just let it do what it wants. Then moving down the back here, some utter chaos tucked under there. I was going to remove this blasto, but I don't know, it's really nice. It's sort of growing on me where it is, so that might stay as well. Nice big bounce up on the rock. Coming down some lovely discosomas, Iron Man, some unknowns. That blue and gold one there, I've been told, are copper spots, but I've got a few of those. They're massive, really nice. Lovely magic carpet. And the magic carpet was in my other tank. It was almost half under a frag rack, and it was almost see-through in places, like through lack of light, but you can see now it's just regaining some of the colours. You can see some purples and some of the greens, and this a tiny bit of yellow now starting in the middle, so that'll be really nice once that's been in here a bit longer. A lovely big lovely big reductus here, starting to bounce. Move down the side, you can see it a bit easier. Yeah, it's a lovely piece. and these here. Got a few trochus in there, you can see now, a few of the Blackfoot trochus. They've come out my reef for 250, so there's one of the little baby copper spots under there. You can see they've developed like a pink rim, really nice shroom. And this is a nice lava lamp I've had for a long time. You know, just blue with the green and yellow dots, but it gets some pink highlights in certain conditions. Really nice coral. So yeah, we will talk about the fish cleanup crew. We've got I've got about 5-6 serenths in there now. This guy's doing a cracking job. We've called him Henry the conch. He's doing really well, you know, just out all day picking, cleaning the sandbed. As you can see from the pictures, the sand's got really light dusting of cyanobacteria. For some reason it looks slightly redder on the camera than it is. It's not that bad, but you know, it was to be expected really in this tank. It's new sand. I went through a bit of a diet on bloom. That only lasted a week or two. Now there's slight dusting of cyano, but due to having just the mushrooms, it's quite hard to get the flow right, so there's quite limited flow in the tank. You know, if it was any other tank, I'd just up the water changes slightly, you know, ramp the flow up a bit, and yeah, I'm pretty confident it'd be gone relatively quickly. But in here I haven't got the luxury of just turning the flow up really, because it's going to upset everything. So it's just a case of just carrying on what I'm doing, weekly maintenance, it'll be gone. No, it's not something I'm worried about. Looks nice from this angle now too. It's getting a bit of almost like a cove to it where you can. I'm hoping that back corner I've got a couple of really nice. I've got a big Frankenstein Redactus that I'm going to put up in the middle there, I think. Fish wise, still got 2 black mollies. You can't really make him out down there in the shadow. There's a little tail spot blenny in there now. And there's 2 wrasse. There's a pink streak wrasse. If I can sneak around here, probably disappear. Little guy there. And there's a possum wrasse in here. The possum wrasse, he's really shy. As soon as I turn the light up and start walking around, he's just hides in a cave down there by the utter chaos, so we won't be seeing him on the video yet. So yeah, coral wise, fish wise, everything's doing really well. There's a fair bit of cleanup crew in there. There's a few trochus snails, a few pointy turbos. That one here, that's a really nice discosoma. It's a baby from my other tank. They call them red devils. Really nice. Not one you see very often actually. It's like a really nice red with blue and white dots all over them. Yeah, so that's about it for on the coral side of it. Yeah, as you say, it's filling in nice. It looks nice from above. Plenty of nice colours in there now, so I'm really pleased with how everything's going so far. Now equipment wise, it's pretty much exactly the same as the last video. The only thing I have added to the tank, around here, I've put a little AI Nero 3 on. Now I wasn't having issues as such with the flow, but I was trying to get away with just using the return pump to keep the tank as clean looking as possible, but it was working to a point. But you know, the laminar flow's not great for any corals really, and even with a random flow nozzle on, it was still pretty one directional, and all it was doing, the flow was coming down wherever I put it, and it's getting underneath the corals and just lifting the skirts up, so to speak. So it just wasn't ideal. So my solution, I've dropped the return pump down to like the minimum level it'll do, and then we put the little Nero through. That's on a little pulsing mode, so it just gives the tank a really gentle flow, just a really gentle pulsating flow, which is perfect for the mushrooms. You know, they don't like constant flow, they don't like heavy flow. You know, some will take a lot more than people think. The Recordias one, if you put Recordia floridas like these in high flow and let them adapt, they do really well. They get to a point where the foot expands out and it's nearly the size of the head. The foot will be probably only 2-3 mil narrower than the head, and they really anchor on, and then when they're like that, you can give them as much flow as you want. I have some of these orange ones in my SPS dominant display. Yeah, they're getting absolutely battered by an MP40 on like 90%, and they don't expand quite as big, but they're still there and they multiply really happy. So if you have got a mushroom tank, or you do want a mushroom and the only area you've got is relatively, you know, high light, medium light, plenty of flow, Florida Recordia would be my recommendation. The Yumas, on the other hand, I don't find they like any flow. I think the reason that one round there has actually moved back, I think, is because it was getting a little bit more flow at the front. It's moved out, it moved away. So the Redactuses are, you know, they'll take a bit more flow than the others. The Discosoma don't like it. They like to be out very minimal flow, and they actually expand better. If you look at that red one on the back, the way the skirt's just dropping down, extending over the rocks, you know, they stay nice size in little flow. So that's been my solution to the flow. Really happy with the Nero, to be fair. It's the first one I've used. I've read about them since they've been out, but not actually used one. I'm really impressed. App's great, little controller's good, so yeah, no complaints with that. Nice little size. It's almost invisible from the front, to be fair, but it's only when you view it from the side you can see it. But it's not too obtrusive, and you know, works well, does the job. Unfortunately, necessary evil really in the tank. You know, you need something, you need some decent flow. So as I touched on earlier with the cyanobacteria, you know, I'd like to give the tank a fraction more flow, but at the moment it's just got to be, it is what it is, because of the inhabitants. You know, they just don't like it, so we'll just manage it how we're going. Now the rest of the equipment's the same. You know, I've upped the light intensity 5%, I think, since the last video, so it's running 40% now on the XR15. Everything, all the other equipment's the same. I'm still running floss in the first chamber. Still got a bit of zipper action, the other tank in there, and just the heaters. That's pretty much it. You know, I'm trying to keep to the philosophy, keep it really simple, don't overcomplicate things. Maintenance has been, since it's been set up, I've been doing 10 litres a week, water change once a week. So it's just had its 6th water change. You know, 2 seconds, 10 litres out, 10 litres in, scrape the glass, that's it. It's quite nice not having a skimmer to clean or any reactors or media to change. And really, in a setup like this tank size, you know, the kind of corals I'm keeping, the stock level for the fish, that's enough, that's plenty. You know, there's no need to overcomplicate a tank like this. You know, you can get great results just with using the standard equipment really that they come with. Touch on the tank, actually, while we're talking about the tank's been great, obviously no issues. You know, still really happy with it. So that's pretty much it for the equipment. So the equipment's not changed really, with the bar in the power head. Fish are happy, corals are happy. Future plans for the tank, I've got some really nice mushrooms to go in. As I mentioned earlier, I've got a really nice big mature Frankenstein bounce. It's very similar size to that magic carpet, so I don't quite know where I'm going to put it, to be fair, but I'd like to put it up the middle, but it's, yeah, we'll see. There's that to go in. I've got a couple of lovely big bounce mushrooms. I'm thinking about putting one of them down the front here somewhere, so it's nice and visible and good for photos. I've got some really nice humours to go in. I might put those down the back corner with that one. And then there's Candy Crush Jawbreakers, Electus, you know, well, Eclectus, some really nice bits to go in so far. So yeah, looking forward to them. Oh, Possum Rassie's out now, if I can just sneak up on him. Now the flow's off, he's just, there he is. They're cracking little fish. I'm not sure, yeah, they're not the flashiest of fish by any means, but if you haven't kept one, I highly recommend them, for especially tanks this sort of size. You know, they're got a lot of character. As again, not flashiest. There is some slightly nicer coloured ones than these, but if you got if you want to wrasse for a small tank and the tank's peaceful, you know, these are a perfect candidate. If I can get around here, yeah. Pink streak Rassie's just doing his thing. Mollies have been falling out amongst themselves a little bit. Actually, I think the male's got a tiny mark on his tail where they've been picking on each other. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. You know, if you've got any comments, let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know, you know, good or bad, any advice, whatever you think about the tank. You know, I love hearing feedback from you. Also, you know, if you could like and subscribe, give me the thumbs up, that'd be great. and I do post more pictures and the odd short videos on my Instagram page if that's something you're interested in doing or following me on. That's at Ben Cook's Reef. So give me a follow on there, guys, and follow along with the pictures, and I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching. Happy reefing.